One thing that we know about the nervous system is that sometimes we have intrusive memories from the past. And in this particular class and group, we're working with memories from the past and from the energy of that in our body from the past. So let's start with just a couple of minutes of nervous system regulating practices. We have the breath that we can use. One of the ways that we do that is if you notice that you're starting to get overwhelmed or things are getting to be too intense, box breathing is a powerful practice to bring ourselves back. And you might have other practices that you like to do when you're starting to feel like things are too much. One of the first things that we can do is open our eyes. Sometimes when we're thinking about the past or when we're doing somatic inquiry in our body, we have our eyes closed. So it can be helpful to have your eyes open when you notice that. It will help you to orient back into the room. So let's do a minute of box breathing. The four sides to a box, and we count in fours. So breathing in to count of four. Hold your breath for four. Breathe out for four. Hold your breath for four. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And you can let that continue for a while. Usually a half a dozen to a dozen breaths like that will interrupt whatever it is that's going on and bring you back to center. Another really powerful practice is to use the eyes. So to look around the room, and there's a few different ways that we can do that. One is you could look for five things of a certain color. So looking for five things that are green or something. And say them out loud to yourself if you can, if you're in an environment where you can do that. It helps to bring it home to this is what's happening here in this moment. Sometimes we'll do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where we look at five things we can see, four things that we can touch. So those practices are all on my emergency practices page as well. But another way to use the eyes is to look around and notice cues of safety. So you could look in front of you, to the side and back, look up and down, and again to the other side. We know in our mind, our brain, our conscious mind knows that we're safe. So looking around helps our nervous system to know. It's a direct input to the nervous system. And there are a lot of other tools. We can do tapping if there's a image that's really compelling. You can put an image with your eyes open, put it into a frame on the other side of the room and look at the image over there. Notice the space between you and it that you're looking at something. So there's all these tools that we can use. So I'm just running over a few of them now so that we can have them fresh in our mind and not in it all to alarm anyone either. What we're looking for is the balance of going deeply into something and staying here in this moment in time. So in this moment right now, you're safe. We're all safe. There's nobody threatening us. There's nobody yelling at us. There's nobody harming us. So it's from here that we can do this work and heal some of the trauma, but heal some of the disconnection, which is what we're going to work with today. These are some of the ways that we could feel safer in our body. We know that stored trauma creates this energy and sensation in our body that makes us feel not safe. We hold our breath, we clench our teeth, all of those things happen. So, this somatic mindfulness practice, one of the powerful benefits of it is that we become aware earlier when we're in a fight, flight, or freeze. And then we gain confidence in the tools we have to come back to regulation. We gain confidence because they work. So we might have to pull out two or three of them in a row if we're feeling really activated about something. But we do come back. At the moment that something is feeling intense, it feels like, oh, I'm always going to feel that way, but it's actually not true. So it's good to have those tools ready for us. So let's go into the inquiry, the somatic inquiry in our body. Bring your awareness to your physical body and let your body soften. And the problem when we do that is often we have energy and sensations that make us feel uncomfortable. Often, if there's fear, it's in our gut, our belly, or in the chest. We might have a feeling of contraction or it's hard to breathe. There's a heaviness in the chest or the throat. Let's take a moment to tune into what it is that's happening in the body. Let your body soften, take some breaths, and notice what are the sensations and energies here. Sometimes we do a practice of describing them, locating them. Okay, right now I can see that it's in my chest. It's this specific sensation. It's not moving, it's still. I don't have an image of it, or I do. As we're sitting with this and staying anchored in your body and your breath, notice if there's a sense of an age. Sometimes that's an early age where we might have something come up that's pre-verbal or age 4 or 5 or a little bit older when we were in grade school or later. The commonality of those experiences is that we felt overwhelmed and we didn't have a parent like the one in the image there who could attune to us and comfort us. So we felt scared. We were alone. However, that might come in for you as a visual, or you might imagine yourself hugging that child, sitting next to them, talking with them. Let your adult self come forward to care for your younger self. And as you do that, what might you want that younger self to know? Take a few minutes here, just settling into that. Make some kind of a connection with the younger self that is also inhabiting your body. We have all of these different parts. Sometimes it's referred to the inner child, the inner selves, the younger selves. What do they want to know? Would it have been helpful for them to know, for us to know, when we were younger? And some of that is in words, and some of that is in a sense, a felt sense of attuned empathy. Somebody cares about us. I'm here to keep you safe. You're no longer alone. I am an adult and I will protect you. You're not alone. If you imagine any other child of that age, as adults looking back, we can see the innocence of children and how children take on the blame. So in some way, we might want to let them know that that's not right. What happened was not your fault. It should not have happened. There should have been someone taking care of you at the time. Of course, you're sad. Of course, you're scared. And I'm here with you now. Let yourself feel that. Let your adult self be here, connecting with that younger self who's scared. And with all of that in the mind, also be aware of your physical body, your feet on the floor, your seat, your breath. I know that no one was here for you. I'm here now. And I don't need you to come and hug me. I don't need you to do anything. I just want you to know you're not alone anymore. I'm here. I want to connect with you. You are welcome to be here. Notice where your mind goes. Sometimes it'll go off somewhere. Disconnecting is a normal part of the trauma response. We can keep bringing ourselves back. Or you could take a break for a moment. Do some tapping on your forehead. Hold your own hands. Come back into self regulation, into your adult self. The next step, if you want to go to the next step, if you don't, that's fine too, is now to let go of that adult self that's connecting with the younger self. So the adult self doesn't go anywhere, but no longer kind of visualizing the two of you sitting there together or something like that. Attune directly now to the energy in your own body now of your younger self. Notice where it is. Notice the attributes. Is it hot or cold? Is it moving or still? Letting go of the mind, the verbal layer of this. See if you can connect directly with the energy. Is it safe to connect with the energy of your younger self that's here right now? If things are too intense, you could open your eyes, put an image on the wall on the other side of the room if you have an image of this, or maybe your younger self has some images that are coming forward. Right now, follow the lead of whatever's coming up. Remember that you're here now in this moment where you're safe. Your body is not going to be harmed. Take some breaths. And if the energy itself is quite intense, notice the space around the energy. If you have a feeling in your heart of sadness or grief or fear in your stomach or something, notice that it doesn't go into infinity. It's a sensation. Often sensations kind of drift away. They're intense in the middle and then they're softer and then they're not present anymore. Notice above the sensation, in front and behind it, below it. Notice there's space around the energy of your younger self and that you're aware of the energy, you're aware of the space. Continue to breathe. And let your younger self, that energy of your younger self, have the direct experience of safety here in this moment. So it might not be safety in the sense of a placid lake or something. There might be turmoil. There's not a danger right now. There's a welcoming. I want to know all of me. I want all of this energy to be here. Know that you're welcome. And let thoughts move to the background as much as possible. Memories are coming in. Open your eyes, work with them. And then come back into this present moment, the energy in your body right now. Sometimes we can go right into the middle of an energy or sensation, experience it directly. We're not trying to make a change, we're not trying to do anything in particular. Sitting here in this present moment, aware of this energy, aware and welcoming of our younger self, of the energy of that. We're aware that we're breathing. We're staying connected. And then staying in tune with this energy without losing touch with the energy of your younger self. Expand your awareness to include present moment and the consciousness, your being. This experience and this energy are here. We're not pushing it away, and it's not everything. There's also all of the other experiences we've had, times of joy, times of connection, disconnection, all of the different experiences that we've had. And there's the awareness of our experiences. Let yourself feel into the space of awareness in which everything is coming and going. Let that energy be here and welcome in that space of awareness. Be aware of your being. And within that space of consciousness, of awareness, there's our physical body, there's this moment in time, there's this energy or sensation. Notice what's happening there now. Is it the same? Has it changed? We don't have to do anything. We're simply present. Notice that within this field of consciousness, we can come back into awareness of our body, our feet, our seat. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Look around again. Notice all of the levels at the same time. Even with our eyes open, we can be aware of our body, the energy in our body, the breath, present moment, and aware of consciousness. Notice if there's any connection that you'd like to make. You might put your hand on your heart if you wanted, or just to connect again with that younger self, whatever it is that's happening with that younger self. And to reassure them that this is not the only time we're going to touch in, that we'll keep coming back. All of us is welcome to be here.